It's 3 o'clock in the morning this time, and we are going to Stonehenge. Let's do this. Morning and welcome to another video. Today we're at Stonehenge. You can't quite see it, it is there, trust me. And if you look at the sky, if I bring that down like that, you can see the sky. Sun is going to be rising pretty much over Stonehenge for us. And I'm out with Jed again. We've come out, I drove this time, because Jed drove last time. Knackered, but we do what we've got to do, right? And we're here to, well, basically get Stonehenge. I've not been down here to get shots of Stonehenge. This is one of those other places that I've always wanted to get to for a long time now, and just kept putting it off and putting it off, putting it off. And parking is an issue down here. We've had to park miles away and walk across the fields from over there, all the way over the fields here, up over the other side. We spoke to security down there. They're pretty nice actually, and actually told us you can actually get around the other side, because we didn't know we could. We thought we were going to get down to a gate there and get stopped, but actually you can walk around. There's a by lane which cuts across the road, which brings you up to this road, and you can get around the outside. It saves you walking up the road itself, up the main road, the 303, which is quite dangerous. And yeah, we're down here and it's pretty freaking amazing. Actually, people have just turned up down there, and I don't know if you can see people walking across into Stonehenge now. Buggers. They're going to be in my shot, but you know what, I don't care. I'm doing a time lapse. So I'm setting my camera up for a time lapse before sunrise and as sunrise actually, so it's going to encroach on the sunrise. But there's hills in the background. I don't even see that there. It looks like a band of cloud on the horizon. It's not. That's actually the hills where the 303 goes over and over and over. It's quite a hilly part of the country, and I'm expecting sunrise to happen about 5 or 6 minutes after actual sunrise, because of the hills. You have to take that into account. And yeah, really happy to be down here, to be fair. It's been one of those locations where I've wanted to get some. I'm sorting my gloves out because my hands are cold. It's still quite freezing down here. There's a lot of dew on the ground. See that? It's not very nice. But yeah, just so happy to be down here. Just happy to get out. We were going to come down for Milky Way actually. This was planned for the last week or so, to come down and to shoot the Milky Way above Stonehenge. But I mean, there's been clouds. You know, when I first recce'd the shoot on all the apps, get all the timings and all the locations stuff sorted out, it was clear skies, and then all the way through the week it's been saying cloudy. So actually we come down here for sunrise, but we didn't actually think we was going to be getting a sunrise, because the apps are, well, they're a little bit strange. They said it's going to be quite cloudy now, and look above me, no clouds. So we actually got down, and when we parked up we decided to try for an actual sunrise, to try and, you know, well, you wouldn't want to miss it. If I was over the other side, which is where we're going to be, stood over the other side shooting this way to get that nice sky, because it's quite nice. I was going to do a time lapse of that, like we did with Corfe Castle. You know, we went down there for sunrise but didn't get sunrise, but I don't mind that. That's not a problem for me. But if we had stood over there and got that shot, and then over my shoulder saw a sunrise, we would have kicked ourselves if we hadn't at least tried to get a sunrise. And you can see that actually both me and Jed, we're shooting on our 70s to 200s. We're quite a distance away, and I'm shooting at about 135mm. I know Jed was zoomed into about you're into 200, are you? So zoom right into 200. And I'm trying to get a little bit more of the surround. I've got a bit more of a resolution on my camera, so I can zoom in and zoom out, all that kind of business. I don't mind doing that. Let's have a look at my exposure. So I've underexposed a lot, because I know that sun's going to be coming up soon, and you have to realise that if you do time lapses, I don't want to be changing the settings too much. So I've underexposed, so that when the sun comes up and the ambient exposure comes up, my exposure in the camera starts to become more levelled, more right. Hope that makes sense to you. And yeah, we're just going to stay down here for a couple of hours and get a few shots. We might move around on the way back. We might take some shots looking back this way, because why wouldn't you? And yeah, we're going to have a mess around. I also want to talk to you about the new Sony 14mm 1.8, which was rumoured to be coming out a few weeks ago, but actually has been confirmed. Now I've got a Samyang 14mm 2.8, which is a manual focus lens, which is sharp as a crisp. I love it for night shoots, certainly for what we was going to be doing. Hopefully we was going to do, like last night, some Milky Way stuff. It is amazing. So there's Jed's version of it. That's a Samyang 14mm 2.8. Jed's got some tape on there to show him where to focus. I see that. Pretty good lens. But Sony's bringing out I think it's a G lens. I don't know if it's a G Master lens. I don't know how much it's going to be. It's probably going to be quite a few £100, a fair few $100. And look at that skies. Let me just show you that sky for a second there. Look, I don't know if you see that. It's just starting to pop. That lens is going to be incredible. And you know, when Sony brings out these kind of lenses, I look at them and I think, well, wouldn't I buy that? But a 14mm Sony lens, which will be native to Sony, which means I can focus and zoom focus and all that kind of stuff, that is just to be a game changer. And it's supposed to be really crisp and sharp at the edges. The Samyang 14mm, unfortunately, for Milky Way and star trails and all that kind of stuff, some of the stars on the edges, they get a bit warped and distorted. This is supposed to be a really nice lens for really less distortion. So I'm looking at that sky now and thinking, I'm glad we came over here. I don't even quite see it there. Can you see that sky? Some of these pictures are going to be absolutely amazing. I can use some of these pictures actually for my time lapse. I'm going to use them as individual pictures as well, so that'll be quite good. And because I'm underexposing, I'm actually getting a really good exposure on the sky. I don't mind too much because I can bring up the exposure of Stonehenge and the foreground quite easily in Lightroom. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Amazing. We're going to get cracking on. I'll talk to you again a little bit about what we've been doing and what we've been up to. But at the moment, we're just going to get some more time lapse. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to take this time lapse to sunrise, start it again with some new settings, and I might have to mess around with it a little bit of video work to get them married up in the video when you see it later. So don't go anywhere. That time lapse should be quite epic. Looking at the sky now. Look at that. There's Stonehenge there. It's obviously quite far away on this lens, but looking pretty damn awesome on cameras. See you in a bit. Take it easy. Wow. I'll tell you what, we've got some really good shots. Let me just put my fingers in my gloves there because it's cold. Impressed and amazed. Look at that sky at the moment. If I can show you that, let's have a look. You've got some sun rays. The sun has actually cut across and gone into the cloud cover. I've done 3 time lapses, one just before sunrise, one at sunrise and one just after. I'll see if I can combine them to get you a good little bit of video in a little while, so don't go anywhere. I've also done a time lapse on my phone as a hyperlapse, but I've done it on the fence. I put it on the fence here. And obviously the resolution of that isn't very good. I can't really zoom in on that one. But here's that one, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. So what do you think? Was that any good? It's okay for a phone. It is what it is. It's not going to compare to something with a sensor like this thing has. It's a bit of a beast. And I'm going to show you the time lapse of Stonehenge in a minute. So don't go anywhere. But we was talking to Jed just a minute ago, and I was explaining there was a guy on one of my videos last week, actually for the Corfe Castle vlog, mentioned on my video, I can't remember the guy's name, I apologise, I think it was Steve Atash, said, how do you predict the weather? How do you predict the cloud cover? That kind of stuff. He said, is it a prediction or is it like luck? And I had to say, look, it's a bit of both. You know, you can use these apps that tell you all the way up through the week what the weather's going to be like. You know where the sun's going to come up, because that's pretty easy to work out on these apps. But the weather is the one that's always going to get you. We wanted to do a Milky Way last night, sort of early hours this morning. There's some sun rays coming through there. Jess just said, look at the sun rays coming through the cloud just there. We wanted to do a Milky Way, so we were arranging that. That was going to be our photo shoot. And then through the week, the app started saying there's going to be cloud cover. We weren't even expecting a sunrise this morning. Is a lot of luck a lot of luck becomes involved in your photo shoots. You just have to go out. If you know it's going to be cloudy, don't let that put you off. If you know it's going to be rainy, maybe don't go out if it's really rainy. But going out after rain is really nice. I've done a few videos on that. It's a really good time to go out and get some really nice landscape shots. But a lot of luck is involved in getting what is pretty much an epic sunrise at a location like this. You have to be in the right place. The problem is the weather apps will tell you what the weather's going to be like here, not on the horizon over there, which is somewhere between well, depending on how high the clouds are going to be, somewhere between 13 miles, which is what you generally can see with your eyes to the horizon, to in the sky is going to be about 20-30 miles away. You can't predict that unless you sort of work out in stages and go stupid into the apps and work out what's in that direction, Salisbury, all that kind of stuff. Actually, I think Salisbury's that way. I'm lying. But it's really difficult to actually predict with 100% accuracy what the weather's going to do. And it's what catches me out every single time. Milky Ways are actually relatively easy to get. The Milky Way is easy to get. But there's so much involved in what the weather's doing at that particular instant in time. It can just be completely ruined. You can have a really, really clear sky above you, and the Milky Way could come up in the horizon, and just one little bit of cloud will just pick up any bit of ambient light from miles and miles away, and it'll just ruin the shot. So the weather plays a massive part in landscape photography. Obviously, we know this. Can you predict it? Yeah, to a degree. You can use all the apps, you can use all the weather forecasts, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to just get out and go with what you got. And that's what we were saying, Jeb, on it. Is just get out. Don't worry about whether there's going to be clouds or not. A nice dramatic sky for a landscape shot will sell better to your reader, to the person who's going to be looking at your picture and asking themselves, what's the story? What's the story this guy is telling me? A nice dramatic sky with clouds in that is going to look a lot better than just a blue expanse of nothing. Trust me, every time. I prefer to have clouds. I said to Jed 3 or 4 days ago when we were looking at this, we're not going to get Milky Way, but why don't we go down for a sunrise? We're not going to get a sunrise, but let's go and get some dramatic shots above a landmark like that. Those shots will tell the story, and it would just be pretty amazing. And it was. We got more than we bargained for. We actually got a pretty epic sunrise, pretty much right over the top of Stonehenge. Working out where you want to be for the location of that was actually fairly easy with the apps. You just have to bear in mind where the sun is actually going to be coming up, because at sunrise, the actual sunrise would be on the horizon, which we can't see because there are hills in the background. You have to imagine that the sun's going to cut across the sky a little bit, so you have to just move to a location where you think potentially the sun is going to hit the top of those hills. And we were actually dead spot on, to be fair, weren't we, Jed? Yeah, we were spot on. So yeah, so just about getting out, just get out there. Don't worry about what the weather's doing. Get out there and get shooting. That's what it's all about. I'm certainly going to be seeing more vlogs from me in the coming months. Certainly as lockdown sort of eases more as well, I'm going to start getting some more of the workshops and photo walks on the go. Workshops already being booked in. I've got my first set of workshops next week. They'll obviously involve COVID restrictions at the moment. But then I think from May, June onwards, I'm going to start going to the sort of bigger locations, London, maybe do another Cornwall trip, and we'll just go from there. So if you want to come on to any of my workshops, come down to the south coast. Worth it. Thanks, Jed. I'm getting praise. Look at that, fantastic. Thanks, Jed. And yeah, come down and we'll work together. I do have an online landscape photography workshop. Wait to the end of this video, you'll see a little clip about that. That is all done online. That is a mentorship. That's not just a you look at some pictures and read some books. That is about you and me working together, and we take your photography to a whole nother level, and that's all done online. So we can work together no matter where you live. You could be in America, you could be in I don't know, where else, Jed? What do you reckon? Australia? I'll have some of that, thank you very much. And yeah, okay, so I'm going to get on. Here is the time lapse that I took this morning of the sun rising behind Stonehenge in the where are we, Wiltshire? Yeah. In the Wiltshire Dales, Wiltshire hillsides, Wiltshire something or other. Okay, right, I'm off. We'll see you in a bit. Bye.
You and I, we were meant to be. I feel it in my soul. Feel it in my soul. Never separated, you and me. Broken made whole. Broken made whole. The world that tries to steal our hope tries to make us numb, but our love has overcome. And you, my dear.
Okay, so I'm round the other side. This is the more traditional shot you get. We're down by the meridian line. This is the line where you've got the midsummer solstice going up through that little point up the top there, wherever it is. That's where the sun will come up at midsummer and midwinter, obviously this way. It's been a pretty epic day. I'm now doing another time lapse from this location, so stick around for that, because that's going to be pretty awesome. We've got these really nice clouds above here like that, and they're going that way, so it's going to look pretty amazing. I'm going to stay here for another half an hour or so. We're going to get some more shots. This is obviously the more traditional shot people get of Stonehenge. And remember, you don't have to pay to come down here. I didn't know this, but the path down the outside of this is a public footpath. And look how close we are. This is actually the old road that used to connect from the 303 up towards what's up that way, Trenchard Lines, that kind of way, which used to go straight through, that they kind of grassed over and turfed over. I remember when I was a kid coming down here and stopping the car on the side of the road down here to look at Stonehenge. You never paid back in those days either, so you don't have to pay to come down here. I know that there was a trip a few years ago organised by someone in my group to come down here. I think everyone paid like £50 a go, and I didn't know at the time you could get down here and not pay, so I apologise to those guys. I should have maybe done a bit of research. You can get down here as long as you can find parking. There are lay-bys on the 303 down that way, and there are lay-bys on the 303 down that way. You just have to be careful. I wouldn't suggest walking along the road, although there is a wide enough kind of path, if you like, on the road for you to walk on. It's very, very dangerous, especially in the middle of the night. Like when we come down, it is very, very dark, so just be really careful. But yeah, don't pay to come down here. You can go in there, but you'd end up coming back to here anyway to get these shots, because you can get as close as the security guard you see walking around there now. That there's the security guard. They're really nice, by the way. They're okay. You can get really close, and he's coming over here. I don't know what he's going to say. He's coming over here. You can get really close, but you're not going to get any decent pictures from that close, are you? You need to be back out here, so there's no real point in paying £50 to park just here when you can walk 15 minutes down the road and not pay at all. This guy's come over and tell me that Jed's camera is over the fence and I'm in trouble, so I'm going to have to move that. But oh well, we'll see what he says. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Bye. That's a really nice fella. Try to take the camera out there. No, you're fine. You're fine. So they're really good. There's the security guard down there, really good. And actually, one of the security guards actually told us where to go to get the sunrise. So really thankful to the security down here. Thanks for that. But yeah, there's no real need to pay down here. Listen, I'm going to end the video there. Stick around for the time lapse. That's coming up in a second. If you've got anything out of this video, or you like this location, you got any comments, leave them down below. Whack a thumbs up. And if you're not part of my channel already, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get updates every time I upload a new video. And until the next one, I don't know where that's going to be. It could be anywhere. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Hearts of fire through and through. Follow me, I'll follow you. We will pursue everything together do.
Hi, I'm Andy, and I'm here to tell you about my new online landscape photography academy. It's not your traditional online photography course, it's also a mentorship program. Many of you most likely know me from my YouTube channel, and if you enjoy my process of getting an awesome image from the landscape around me, you can learn to do that too. So, how does it work? After signing up for the Landscape Academy, you will immediately receive access to all lectures taking you through every aspect of landscape photography. From beginner courses through to intermediate and onto the more advanced photographic techniques. At the end of each lecture, you'll be provided an assessment to progress you through the steps of creating an appealing image from beginning to end. After submitting each assignment, you will receive a handcrafted personal feedback video on your progress, giving you actionable steps to take your work to the next level. These mentorship sessions continue as you build your skill set from beginner to advanced landscape photography. By the time you finish the course, you will have hours of personal video feedback crafted especially for you. Additionally, the entire Landscape Academy is self-paced and you have a lifetime access to all of the content. So there's no need to worry about deadlines or losing access to the content after an arbitrary amount of time. You may want to skip the Beginner 1 course if you have a basic understanding of photography and a good grasp of camera settings. But if you're an absolute beginner, fear not, this course is designed to get you started from scratch. If you want to sign up and get more information, just click the link below or check out the Academy link on my website.